Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle ASOH, what is he? Yeah, ASOH or just ASOH, however you want to say it. It stands for a string of hearts because that's what it looks like. This is by CZT, Damy, Teng. Now this one, um, if you've done the Tangle Noom, Noom, which is a Zentangle original Tangle, Damy came up with this tangulation from messing around with that tangle. So it's you will notice some similarities to that. All right, and if it makes you nervous because you've tried that tangle, it'll be all right. I think I have a video on that. I think we did that seems like not too long ago. All right, and I'm going to double check because if not, I need to. So this one starts off, do one pair of curved lines or like a lowercase m. And let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's do it right here, bigger than I think. All right. Then the subsequent ones, so we're not going to just keep going, making these curved lines from the same base. We're going to do them in pairs, so like M's, but this one is going to start, part way up from the bottom here, so like this, and you can have them go whatever direction you want. I'm going to make that one a little wonky, and you know what, I think I'm going to stop there and not go off the page like I do. All right, then from here, getting this that way, like so the so the paper won't move. All right. From here, I'm doing this one in 2 steps, and I thought about maybe if I should divide this in the step out or not, but you're watching the video, so you get the talk through, and that helps. All right, so the next step, we're going to make the bottom, which is going to be kind of either, you can think of it as either a curved line, or if you want to do an S shape and add some flair. I'm going to do sort of, we'll see what the pen decides to do. Okay, it's an S shape. Then from here, so I'm going, you can see, okay, here's where the heart is starting, right? So we're going to go outside of that a little bit, and well, you'll just see. 1 second. Let's just do. So I'm going to come from here a little ways away and end. Probably should curve it a little bit, and because I thought about it after the fact, after I was messing around with it. Sometimes things come to you. And you know what? It honestly doesn't matter, but you can think of maybe this as hollow bowing this. That's why that's a little bit at an angle. Then we're going to continue this shape, but here, kind of similar to what we did up here, we're going to come, part way down and do the bottom. And then same thing from here. The nice thing is wonky hearts are good. And however you have your row, if you end up having a last one, and maybe you do it like in the round, and I know for more inspiration, like she has one like that where it's a border and it's going around in a circle, and it's rather nice. But if you have a last one, you can just end it, right on there, and not do like this and go after it. So that's what I'm going to do. Just going to be wonky, and it's okay. Fun hearts. All right, then this part I did divide up the steps for this next bit because I had to look, and then I had to remember how Noom. I didn't look up Noom, but I remember that we did it in a couple steps, and it was hard to see. So I divided this up, and so what we're going to do is kind of an S shape. So find right here, where we've come up, and there I'm starting down, so I'm going up and touching, and you don't have to touch, but so just an S shape, touching this part of the top and that part of the bottom. Okay. Then, you can think of it this way. So this side is going down because where this line is, we're going to do like this and put a little curve line in there, do the same thing on the other, and fill it in. So it helps, if it helps to remember which direction to go. It's just like, oh, well, I'm going to make a little gap here, so I'm going to start down. So you're going to go up, starting down, going up to that line, and then coming down, and then up. So that's how your S will start. Sometimes it's just better to look at it and go, and there we have it. So, and that's what makes it makes it look like, they're chained together, like a little string of hearts, as the name is. And of course, you can course correct this because we're filling in. And it's just super cute. Then, of course, you can have fun decorating it. Let's do some shading, though. And so, because this this is tucked under here, I'm going to put some graphite there. I'll do that over here as well. And let's just spread it out while we're here. And I might go down that side a little bit. We'll just see. As you know, I like to kind of do it in stages. And then this is kind of tucked under here. So let's put some graphite there. And if shading is something that perplexes you at all, it's a good rule of thumb. Where something looks like it's tucked underneath something else, or where things are converging, that's a great place to start shading. And also, that's why I like to do it in steps, because it's like, well, let's just see what this looks like. Okay. And see what else kind of speaks to you. I'm going to bring these down. And then here, I'm going to just continue that, even though it's not tucked under anything. Like I said, that's just a good place to start. Yeah. And then, let's see, up here. Well, let's do this, because we kind of have those two. And the shading, I mean, it's just nice because it adds a little life to what you're doing. And in Zentangle, we don't worry about light source and stuff. It's the effect that where you have dark, it recesses, or I say, like, it pushes it down. That's what goes on in my brain. It pushes it down, or it recesses it. So you can think about that, and what part do you want to have go down into the recesses, is if we're creating something 3D out of this piece of paper. And let's see, it does kind of, let's see. Yeah, this does kind of tuck right here, so I'm just going to put a little here. Yeah. And I like to at least try to get a gradient going. And you know what? Oh, yeah, let's do this. Because this is dark here, I'm going to make this even a little bit darker to match those. And we'll put a little jelly roll number 10. Well, let's make that curve a little bit. Maybe a little dot. Maybe a little something down here. And I'll tell you, if you end up with something that just is looking a little bit too dark, make sure you have a jelly roll number 10. Or the Signo. Gosh, racking my brain. All of a sudden, it's escaping me. Uniball, Signo. That can work too. I've been real happy with this jelly roll number 10. It's been plenty juicy. And sometimes you have to let it dry a little bit, and then you can come back and add some more. Usually it'll kind of brighten up. But it has a good effect if you use it in a really dark area. So that's why I added a little extra. I could have added some extra there. But you can see, and it kind of makes it looks a little shiny then. So, love it. All right. So this is a neat tangle. Oh, and because I'm feeling like it needs to have a little something else. Let's do an aura all the way around it, just because. Sometimes if it just looks like it needs something else, just do that, and we'll see what this one looks like with that. You can always even add more than one aura. Completely up to you. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I would love it if you clicked like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you liked it enough to see more, I would love to have you be a subscriber. You can also feel free to share it, leave comments, and all of that. Yeah, that helps. We'll add some more shading around the outside just because. Just because we want it to pop. So I mentioned the description section, and that's where you'll find step outs. It doesn't usually say description section, so it depends on what you're using. If you're using like a phone or a tablet, you will find that there's usually, like, you see the name of the video, and to the other side there's a little V, a little down arrow that you can click on or select, and that will open up the rest of the information on a desktop, or a laptop. It usually it's you can see where, I think it's under. I was just gonna go look. I'm not gonna look right now. It's just not like where it says here is the description section. Click here. Sometimes you have to kind of dig to find it. That one, it's usually like right around the name of the video. I just want to see what this looks like. Oh, that looks kind of neat. Just the bottom. I wanted to see, and I like it. Like it's standing out. I'm gonna look at it for a couple more seconds here and see while I. I want that to kind of. Oh yes, I think I like it. Super cool. All right. Anyway, so if we find the description section, like I said, sometimes they're hidden. Usually it'll say show more. It'll have a little bit of description like underneath the title when you're on a desktop or laptop, and then you just click the show more. It'll then open that up. So I have links to the step outs there. I always do my own version and then link to the creator of the Tangle, or where, if I, depending on where I found it from. This one happens to be Tangle Patterns. And below that, link to my website. So if you are interested in connecting that way, would love to have you subscribe to my blog. I've sent out a daily Tangle. I have to get better at sending out class information, but that information is on my website. And there are some other ways in that, when you click on that, there are other ways to follow me where I regularly post. And below that, if you happen to be on Facebook, would love to have you follow me there. And then also we have words cannot describe the amazing group that we have, this community that has developed over the last couple of years of Tangle Addicts. And it's a lot of fun. So if you happen to be on Facebook and want to, have a place where you can share your work, chat, participate in what I call the gushing over everybody else's work, we would love to have you. So check that out. Just so you know, I have 4 statements on there, some required questions to gain entry, just so you're aware of that. And I think that's it. Lots of resources. That's what I try to provide. My website is always a work under construction, but you can always connect with me if you're looking for something in particular. All right. So with that, I think that's it. So thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.